Okay, it's a Sunday and my bike showed up. Kind of amazing. Was not expecting a Sunday delivery. Well, actually, they initially said it was going to be on a Sunday, but then I got it updated from FedEx, said it was going to be Monday. So, surprise, surprise. Probably a happy surprise, but I should have heard it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just got the Jasion X Hunter. Came in, part 2 of my bundle order from JCN. Got the EB7 ST for my wife, and I got the X Hunter for myself. Both bikes for right just a little over $1,700 delivered. Amazing, good price. If you saw my video with my wife's bike, just like I said, quick little video. The assembly on that thing was virtually nothing. Probably the most complete bike I've ever received was the EB7. This one, they can already tell you got to put the front wheels on and so on and so forth. So let me go ahead and get this out of the box, get it going. You don't need to see me really cut off a bunch of straps. That's not very interesting. Okay, got most of the packaging off now. More pieces to yank off here. Put the seat post in, put the steering bar on. This up here. Yet to open up the actual tool set. It's kind of cool because the other one came with a real nice tool set. I mean, when I say nice, it's not snap-on quality or anything crazy like that, but it wasn't like the uber cheap feeling wrenches. Like a substantial little wrench, though. It's kind of impressive, if you ask me. So we'll just take this off. This is just of course, a shipping bracket, just to rest it in. Don't need those. So we're gonna run this through the axle. Okay, so I flipped the bike upside down. Trying to do it upright was just an exercise in frustration. So we're not gonna do that. So shaft, here's the piece to come with. The spring's gonna go on this side. There is, I'm sorry. You got this key lock on both sides. That's going to line up with that hole right there. So you put it through on this back side first. You're going to want to get that key kind of line up there. Push it. You're pushing through because the spring's on the other side for the tension. So you got to push through and just crank this thing down. Keeping that key in position the whole way. Crank this baby down. Oh, while I'm doing this, I want to make sure that my tension is released over here. You don't want to try to do it under tension. Now, how tight to go with this? Well, I think that's a mistake people make, is they put it a little too tight. It doesn't need to be crazy tight. You want to go too tight because you can actually, you could snap that shaft on that through bolt. That retention bolt, and you snap that, you're screwed. Okay, got it, centered in there. You can hear there's a little bit of rubbing. That's going to be typical on a brake. Even the brake pads in your car, guess what? They rub all the time. Okay, let's cut off this last strap down here. Take off that last piece of foam. Right here, these are just tape. You just pull those right off. Let's see if we can. I guess I'll just put the pedals on while I got it in this position. Where's my wrench? You just really got to have it lined up, straight on in. I was just a little bit off and maybe question my left and rights. For a second there, I started to think, geez, is it your right or my right? It was mine. Come on, baby. Again, with the pedals, people tend to try to over crank them, thinking like, oh yeah, I don't see it. It ain't gonna come off. That's why the threads are the direction they're in. So instead of going loose as you pedal, they just get tighter. Okay, let's flip this bad boy back over. Not dropping it too much. Okay, seat. Of course, I wish I laid this piece of cardboard down for that, because that would have been nicer not to mar up my new bike. But I did. Okay. Last, as you can see, mostly assembled, super easy. The front wheel, the most challenging part, and really not all that challenging for the front fairing, and the headlight, of course, mounts to there. It's nice that they have the rear bolt back here is actually welded on. You don't have to struggle with 2 wrenches and trying to hang on to this while you're twisting that and da 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 da. I hate that. I mean, that was, again, little features like that. There's a lot of thought into the way they designed this, and how easy they made it all to assemble. The bracket down here for this fender mount, excuse me, the bracket, it's a threaded piece of steel. You know, obviously, again, could have been just a nut and bolt situation. Here we go. They decided to go that extra step. I mean, just, you know, think about the extra tooling when you got to tap out a hole and thread it and everything. That's a whole added process to the whole assembly. Hey, you know what? This bike's assembled. How is it? Take away the unpacking part, and then me trying to do the front wheel in an upright position. That killed about 3 minutes. Other than that, man, this thing was, god dang, dude. I mean, it wasn't as assembled as the EB7 was per se, but jeez, again, you just can't get much simpler than that. I gotta hand it to these boys. They're the price point. Even if I had paid $100 more, $200 more, maybe even $300 more, I'd still be satisfied. I still say this thing is what I would consider a high value bike. Okay, let me get the camera. Let's take a look at the controls. Okay, so the control is definitely different than the EB7. The control switch on the EB7 had your plus minus, had your information, had your power button in the middle. This one doesn't have that. This is just 1, 2, 3 buttons. That's it. So we're going to figure that out real quick. We got the horn, or lights, the horn. So key goes in the bottom. Probably the one thing I'm not a huge fan of. Again, that key locks in. Okay, how do you turn this thing on? I'm going to assume the center button, and I was right. Center button turns on display. Nice display. Pedal assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stops at 5. This is, you got your mode. So power 49.6 volts. Time I have it on. Mileage 0. Trip 0. Hour. Time. And that's just a straight up odometer. So it starts out at odometer and you go from there. Let's see, let me read the manual real quick. Okay, I was gonna play with the settings on the controller going to the setup, but after messing with it for a while, I come to realize that this thing is in no way as customizable as for the controller as the EV7 control setup is. So you really can't do a lot with this controller. I was able to unlock the pedal assist settings all the way through 1 through 9, but it just didn't behave properly. The 3 was faster than 4, and 5 and 6 were the same, and then 7 was slower than 8, and it was just weird. It just doesn't seem to be set up for all of those different speed pedal assist settings. So I just put it back to where it was, 1 through 5, and everything's fine there. The only thing I'm not a real big fan of is that the amount of pedal assist in between each stage. So I mean, you're going, 13 miles an hour, then you're going 18, or it's a big jump here. I would like to be able to have it a little more control on that. But overall, it rides nice, and the motor reacts real well. I'm very happy with that. Okay, some quick final thoughts after just a quick, brief little test ride up the street. Things I like about it: it's built solid, it rides really nice. The suspension feels really good. Even on a smooth road, you can tell it's going to handle any kind of bumps. Nice display on the control. The grips are very comfortable. I like that rear cargo rack. It's really solid. I mean, I think it'd hold like 150 pounds. I bet it would hold more. The rear suspension works well. I like that a lot too. The 4-inch tires, of course, give a nice ride. I love the paint job. I like the color a lot. Front suspension works nice. Things I don't like about it: the lack of customization on the control settings. I wish it was more intuitive, like the EV7 series. That seat it came with, that saddle, is huge. Very uncomfortable. Since recording this, I've already changed that. Don't like that. It doesn't have folding pedals. The EV7 does. I would like folding pedals just because it makes it easier when you're picking it up. You're not banging yourself with the pedal. That little plug that covers the charging port doesn't go in very easy. You really got to try to mess with that to get that to plug in and keep water out of there. So watch out for that if you are riding in any kind of wet conditions. I'd be careful on that. But I mean, overall, I'd say the motor seems like it's got plenty of power. So I'd say the pros outweigh the cons on it. Changing a seat, no big deal. The controller works as is, just not quite what we would hope for or wish for in something like that. But overall, I think it's a high-value bike, and I'm happy with my purchase to this point. After we get some more miles on it, we'll see what we think about it after that. I will be doing a comparison video with this and the EB7 shortly, so stay tuned for that one. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.